You know when sometimes you don't realize that something is wrong until someone points it out to you? Many people trapped in the web of narcissistic abuse find themselves in this situation because, well, their boundaries aren't exactly well defined. Individuals with narcissistic personality disorder see this as a hungry hawk. They know they hit the jackpot with someone whose limits may very well be drawn in the sand, as they can push further, take more advantage. Have you ever noticed that often we learn to shrink ourselves to fit into the spaces others leave or create for us? Many struggling to establish firm boundaries have been shaped since young to accept less, to bend over backward to make others happy, fearing that otherwise it would mean not being loved. They were never taught that it's okay to say no. It was never taught that setting clear boundaries on what they will or will not tolerate from another person is a crucial necessity for survival, for personal development. Realizing that you have the power to say no can be surprising, especially when you worry about the effects it may have on others' feelings. Stop that now. What doesn't do you well? Say no. When you notice any sign that your goodwill is being abused, say no. Establish boundaries immediately. So, pay attention. If you don't know what healthy boundaries are, how will you distinguish between what is acceptable and what is not in the way you are treated? This can end up making you feel bad about yourself when you're around someone who is taking advantage of your willingness to help. Let's make something clear. Although it can be a vulnerability that predators exploit, blaming the survivors is not just unfair, it's adding insult to injury. It's a complicated situation, especially if you always find yourself as a repeated target for toxic people without really understanding why. It's like being trapped in a cycle with no sign of an exit. Here's the solution. Education and awareness are crucial. Learning about boundaries, what they are, and how to establish them is the first step to break the cycle. It's about turning that vulnerability into your shield. Seeking help can be a game changer. An external perspective is what is needed to illuminate patterns that over time we become blinded to. Whether through therapy, support groups, or friends, getting that outside view can help clarify why you might be attracting the attention of narcissists and how to change the narrative. Understanding your worth and learning to assert your boundaries is not just self-care, it's self-respect. And you deserve to be treated with respect, love, and kindness. Changing the tide may not happen overnight, but know that it will be a trail, a movement towards stronger boundaries. You're one step further from being a target of narcissistic predators.